Hello, I am Geetha Nair, faculty, Silver Hill CMI Public School, Calicut. Welcome children to your English class, grade 3. I hope all of you are doing good and safe at home. Today, we are going to learn a poem, Timothy Boon, written by Ivo Eastwick. Do you sometimes want to fly? Yes, we all love to fly. Now, what are the things we see flying in the sky? Yes, we can see birds, parachutes, balloons, aeroplanes, helicopters, all these flying in the sky. Flying has always fascinated us. Now children, what can you see in this picture? Can you see kites? Have you seen kites flying in the sky? Yes, I have seen children flying kites. They look so colorful and beautiful. Flying is always exciting, and we can see the world around. When you look from above, if you are flying, you are in an aeroplane, flying in an aeroplane, you will see the world looks very tiny than their original size. Now this is the world. Now when we travel by an aeroplane, we see that the world is very small from above. Children, I have an interesting activity for you. Think of an interesting place. It could be your school building, your home, or any place of your choice. Think how it would draw a picture of how it would look like from above. You just draw a rough figure. Yes, the place will look very tiny. Now this place, this is the world. You can see it looks, everything looks very, very tiny. And today we are going to learn a poem, Timothy Boon, about a little boy who flew with the help of a balloon. This poem is written by Timothy Boon. Poem is written by Ivo Eastwick. This poem is very beautiful, and I know you will all enjoy listening and reading it. Now before I begin the poem, let me introduce the poet Ivo Eastwick. Ivo Eastwick. Ivo Eastwick, 1901 to 1986, was a renowned writer of stories and poems for children and young adults. Eastwick was born outside of London, England, and for many years served in the British diplomatic service. Some of Eastwick's famous works include Lucy Lavender, A Feather for My Cap, Some Folks Like Cats and I Asked a Tiger for Tea. These are the contributions of Eastwick. You can read these books, children. They are very, very interesting. Now, I will recite the poem. I want all of you to listen carefully. Timothy Boon is a poem about a little boy who flew with the help of a balloon. Now, I will recite the poem clearly and expressively with proper pronunciation and intonation. After I recite the poem, children, you will be taking turns to recite the poem. I want you to pay attention to the line breaks and punctuation marks used by the poet as they indicate how the poem should be read aloud. Kindly note there are a few lines in the first person that is uttered by Timothy. There are 3 stanzas in this poem, and each stanza having 10 lines each. So we have 3 stanzas, so 30 lines we are going to learn today. Now, my first reading is for your general response, and after I recite the poem, you will be taking turns to recite the poem and give your general response. Now, let us go to the first stanza. Now, Timothy Boon bought a balloon, blue as the sky, round as the moon, Now I will try to make it fly up to the moon, higher than I. Timothy said, nodding his head. Now let us go to the second stanza. Timothy Boon sent his balloon up through the skies, up to the moon. But a strong breeze stirred in the trees, rocked the bright moon, tossed the great seas, and with its mirth shook the whole earth. Now we move to the last stanza. Timothy Boon and his balloon, caught by the breeze, flew to the moon, up past the trees, over the seas, up to the moon, swift as you please, and oh, I forget, they have not come down yet. Now, did you like the poem? Isn't it interesting? Did you enjoy? Now, children, have you seen balloons flying in the sky? Now, balloons are not only liked by children, they are also loved by adults. And we see balloons at various occasions like wedding celebration, birthday parties and all. Now today we are going to learn a poem about a boy who flew with the help of a balloon. Now I will explain to you the first stanza. Now all look here, the first stanza. Timothy Boon bought a balloon. Timothy is a boy, and what did he do? He bought a balloon which is blue in color, blue as the sky. You know, on a bright day, the sky looks blue. So the balloon color was blue. And what was the shape of the balloon? The shape of the balloon was round as the moon. And that was the shape of the moon. So the color of the balloon was blue as the sky and round as the moon. And he wants to make his balloon fly up to the moon, higher and higher. That is what he is telling this, and he is telling all this by nodding his head. Now let us move to the second. I think you have understood the first stanza. Now it is the balloon color is blue. The shape of the balloon is like the moon. On a full moon day we see the shape of the moon round. So the shape of the balloon is also round, and he is talking to himself and telling this, that he wants to make his balloon fly higher and higher up to the moon. This is what he is talking to himself, and this is what he was dreaming, to go to the moon. Now let us see what he is going to do in the next stanza. Now Timothy Boon sent his balloon up through the skies. Now he's begun his journey to the sky, up to the moon. But what happened? As he was going to the sky, a strong breeze started to blow, and the breeze started swaying the trees. It rocked the moon. It made the moon move from side to side, and it also created waves in the sea. You see, tossed the great seas. Tossed is the waves going up and down. And with its mirth is a merriment that is made out of merriment, a joy with the laughter, the sound, because of the strong breeze. Now here we have few words coming up. Breeze, it's a gentle wind. We have stirred. Stirred means moved. It moved the trees. It tossed the great seas. It made the trees go up and down. And with its mirth, it shook the whole earth. The whole earth started shaking. Now let us see what has happened in the last stanza. Timothy Boon and his balloon was caught by the breeze. They were caught. Because you know the breeze was so strong and they were caught. But he flew. He flew up to the moon, and he passed the trees, passing the trees, over the seas, and he went up to the moon. But the poet is telling us he has gone. But here in the last line, oh, I forget, they have not come down yet. I don't know what has happened to Timothy and the balloon, because they have not come down yet. So that is what the poet does not know, nothing about is known about the balloon and Timothy. because the poet has not continued after that. They have gone up to the moon, that is all we know, but we don't know, they have not come down yet. Now, did you enjoy the poems, children? Now, I will be asking questions. Now, before that, let us go to the important words that has been introduced in this poem. Nodding is lowering and raising one's head slightly and briefly. Now, breeze is a gentle wind. What is breeze? A gentle wind. Please note, underline these words, children. Stirred. Stirred is moved. What is the meaning of stirred? It is moved. It moved the trees in these lines. Now, rocked, moved back and forth from side to side. Now, what did it rock in this poem? It rocked the moon. The moon was moving from side to side because of the strong wind. Now, tossed is move up and down. The waves moved up and down. Because of the wind, the waves were raising up and down. And mirth is the merriment expressed by laughter. Now, in this poem, the Timothy and the balloon is enjoying, because all this is seen from above. When you are on the above, when you are riding, when you are flying on an aeroplane, when you see down, you enjoy that. You are thrilled, you are excited. So, here mirth is merriment expressed by laughter. Now, swift, in the last line, in the last stanza, we learned that it was caught by the breeze, by the wind, but it passed the trees, it flew up to the moon, but it went so fast. Swift is very fast. Timothy and the balloon went very fast, very quickly up to the moon. But then we don't know what has happened to Timothy and the balloon. Now, children, look carefully. Now, in this poem, the poet has introduced a lot of rhyming words. You know, rhyming words. Look carefully at these words from the poem. Boon, balloon, moon. Now, you will say this aloud, then only you will be able to understand the sound. The end sounds of these words are similar. You just see here, boon, balloon, moon. They all end sound is similar. Now, words that end in similar or identical sounds, we term them as rhyming words. What are they called? Rhyming word, because their sound is similar. That is why they call as, in this poem, the poet has used a lot of rhyming words. Now, let us see. Now, give 5 pairs of rhyming words from the text. Now, I hope you all must have got it. Now, I'll just say it to you which are the ones. You just check it out. Seas, trees, fly, sky, set, head, mirth, earth, forget, yet. All the rhyming words, children, you should say it aloud. Then you will know their sound is similar. Now, these are the 5 pairs of rhyming words from the text. Now, here the poet has introduced a figure of speech. Now, what is a figure of speech? A simile is a figure of speech that directly compares two entities using words as or like. They are compared. See, simile is a comparison made by two objects of different kinds, but they have something in common. Now, let us see what are the things in common here. I have shared here 2 examples for you. The baby is as cute as kitten. The baby is as cute as. Now, here the baby and the kitten both are 2 different objects of different kinds, but what is the comparison made here? Cute. The baby is cute and the kitten is cute, and the word used is as cute as. These are similes. Now, there is another example where you use the word like. Here, the water sparkled like glass. The water is compared to the sparkling, it is compared to the sparkling of the glass. So, here the water sparkled like glass. Now, mention this 2 examples I gave you. Now, let us check some examples from the book of this poem. Mention 2 similes in the poem. Explain how they are similar to the things they have been compared with. Now here, balloon as blue as sky. Now what is here? These are two objects of different kinds, and the balloon is compared, is as blue as the sky. The sky is blue, the balloon is blue. As blue as. So it is having something. Now what is here? They have something in common. In the first example, what is common? The common thing here is blue. The color blue is common. Now let us go to the second one. Balloon as round as the moon. Balloon as round as the moon. Balloon is round, moon is round. So what is common here? Round. The shape is common here for both. So as round as the moon. So these are the examples we have. Now I'll just to know whether you have understood this poem I have explained to you. Now children, let us discuss the important point that you should know from this to understand, to appreciate this poem. Let us find out whether I'll ask some comprehension questions for you. What did Timothy get? What did it look like? You all know the answer, I know. Timothy got a balloon. It looks like blue like the sky and round like the moon. It looks how? It looks blue like the sky and round as the moon. Now what did Timothy want to do with the balloon? Timothy wanted to make the balloon fly up to the moon. What did he want to do with the balloon? He wanted to make the balloon fly up to the moon. Now see these quotes. Now this is very important. Pay attention here. Now I will try to make it fly up to the moon higher than I. Now here in this quote, who is the speaker here? Now the speaker is Timothy. Now what does it refer to here? See here, to make it fly. Now what is that it? It refers to the balloon. Now what happens when he tries to make it fly? His balloon was caught by the breeze when he tries to make it fly. What happened to his balloon? It was caught by the breeze, and when he tries to make it fly. Timothy Boon and his balloon flew over many places. Now name these various places where Timothy traveled while he went up with this balloon. No? Now let us find out which are the interesting places he saw while he was going on his journey. Timothy Boon and the balloon flew to the moon, up past the trees and over the seas. He enjoyed all this. When he flew to the moon, he passed the trees and over the seas, all this, and the moon also, everything was making such a lot of excitement and happiness for this boy that he enjoyed each and every, throughout his journey, he enjoyed. Now, I think we have finished with this poem. Now, before I end this poem, I would like to give you one small assignment. Now, what you have to do is, children, you memorize this poem, and for your homework, I want you to write one more stanza. After that, see, he went to the moon, but we don't know what has happened to Timothy and the balloon. Now, you just imagine, I want your imagination to fly and create one more stanza, what has happened next. So this is and I'll make you read in your next class. Thank you for this session, children. I hope you enjoyed Timothy Boon, a poem written by Ivo Eastwick. Until then, goodbye till your next class. Bye-bye, children. Thank you.